So guys, in this video, I'm going to be breaking down how Dan Koe is making more than $5 million per year with 95% plus profit margins by just writing on the internet. We are going to be covering every part of his funnel, how he's getting tons of high quality traffic, how he's getting super interested leads from the traffic, how he's educating those leads, and then finally converting them. And after analyzing his funnels, I realized that Danko is doing what most of people aren't doing. That's why he's making more than $5 million per year, and that's why most of the people are struggling. So let's get started. First, we will start with his sources of traffic. Now, to understand his sources of traffic, you need to understand what I call content pillars. So, content pillars are like, think of them like topics or subjects that you are posting your content around. And once you decided this, you are not going to be posting anything outside of this. And Tanko is a master of this. Human potential, his main content pillars, then lifestyle design, and then solopreneurship or writing online, skill of writing. This is his bottom of the funnel content. Human potential is top of funnel because topics like focus, consistency, discipline, most of the people struggling with it, and if it's resonating with most of the people, most of your ICP, then it is top of funnel content. Lifestyle design is building better habits, how to write better, how to basically make money while writing. This is his middle of the funnel content, and solopreneurship, this is his bottom of funnel content. Now you understand his content pillars. You get to see this type of content on every single platform that he posts on. So first start with Twitter. So Twitter is like his one of the main form of lead flow because first he is really big on Twitter with more than 500,000 followers. And the point with Twitter and LinkedIn is you can actually connect with your audience. You can start a chat in the comments and you can actually see, go to their profile if they are your ICP or not. So what he is doing on Twitter, he is posting 2 to 4 short threads per day, 1 to 2 long form threads per week, and in every single post he is promoting something. So in short threads he can be promoting his newsletter or link to his new YouTube video, his podcast. And this is one of the main platform for Danko to connect with his audience, and he does the job really well. How? It's just like connecting with the people in comments. Same, he is just repurposing that content onto LinkedIn, and you can see he is also really huge on LinkedIn with 160,000 followers. So he is posting 4 to 7 times per week, and one of the things I noticed that he has a CTA after end of every single post. CTA, it can be to your newsletter, it can be to your YouTube, it can be to your podcast, but every single post that he write on LinkedIn, he ends with a CTA. And the content is same, he's just repurposing the content from X. So like 3 to 4 posts per week, not per day, because LinkedIn is like a different platform. And every single post, he is promoting his newsletter and YouTube videos, but posting the same content as of Twitter. Now let's go on to YouTube because he is also really big on YouTube with almost 1 million subscribers. Now most people think like the attention span is low. We need to post short content, or short content is really easy to go viral. But if you look at Dan Koe's YouTube channel, for a channel with million subscribers, 40,000 views isn't a lot. 90,000, 70,000. He is not posting to go viral. He is posting to get leads. He is posting to make money. How you can also do that? Just post long form videos, because a 60-second short reel or even a 5 minute short video cannot like build trust with your audience. And to build trust, like, and knowing your audience, you need to post long form YouTube videos. How Danko is doing that? He is posting one long form YouTube videos per week, anywhere between 25 to 40 up to 60 minutes long. They are usually raw and unedited. Unedited, like, I mean really no edits, just some cuts and all. CTA in every video. So every single video that he posts, he has some kind of CTA. He's making some kind of ask. Either he is asking you to join his bootcamp, use his software, read his newsletter, listen to his podcast, some kind of CTA. And another thing is what I call writer's magic. So if you write for a long period of time, you naturally get better at persuasion, sales, copywriting. And if you look at any of the Dan Koe's YouTube videos, it is just a persuasive VSL where he is making an ask, but you didn't realize that, oh, this guy actually trying to sell me something. This is just a writer's magic. And due to his content pillars, his whole content on YouTube is by default top of funnel. So what I mean by default top of funnel, so let's say he is posted a recent video on how to focus for 12 hours a day. This is like his top of funnel content, but if you talk about, I think every single person I know struggle with focus, consistency and discipline. So top of funnel content, what he is doing is getting clicks for every kind of people. If I have a problem with focus, I'll click on that. That video has nothing to do with writing and all that stuff. On that video, he is only talking about how to focus, how to be consistent, how to be disciplined. That whole video will be at top of funnel. So let me clear it and get back to my pen. Podcast, just like the audio version of the YouTube video. So posting one times per week, video one times per week, repurposing to YouTube videos and collaborating strategically. So one of the recent podcasts I watched with Matt Gray. Now strategically means actually doing a podcast with the person which has similar kind of audience. Some people, if they get invited to a podcast, they are like, yeah, okay, I'll get more attention and traffic. But no, you have to strategically collaborate with people with similar audience of theirs. Matt Gray also posting similar content to Dan Koe, or he is also selling some kind of writing or personal branding. Dan Koe is selling the same thing, so he goes on to his podcast and 90,000 views for a 50-minute video. He's getting lots of new people to his channel or to his funnel. Last, Instagram, nothing too much. He is posting threads from X as images and carousels, so repurposing a lot, clips from his long form YouTube videos, and all the content revolves around his content pillars, his philosophies, worldviews, discipline, creativity, focus. So, this is like the sources of his traffic. Now, you are probably wondering, like, holy shit, this guy has tons of traffic. And yeah, that's why he is making $5 million per year and insane amount of high quality traffic. He is master of repurposing content. He's actually writing, do you believe that he's actually writing one piece of content and is repurposing that one piece into every single platform that I just showed you? How? I'll just tell you in a minute. Master of repurposing content. He is writing just one piece of content per week and repurposing to every single platform. He is selling one core idea or skill, which is writing and personal branding, or building your personal brand with writing. Dialed in on his ICP, so he really knows what his ICP is, who they are, what they want, what they don't want, how to get them to click on a video. So he's coming up with different angles for the same content pillars every time, so that the audience doesn't get bored like, oh, I watched the video, but main video is same, angle is different. You can also try that if you have content pillars. Every piece of content is a sales letter, either recorded or written down. His newsletter, his threads, his posts on LinkedIn, his reels, his YouTube video, every piece of content is a sales letter. Either it's recorded or written down. Now, the second step to the funnel is getting or educating leads. Okay, he's getting 100,000 views on a video, but how he will sell to that people, because not everybody is going to buy after watching just one video. So let's take a look at his YouTube description. First, he is pushing out all the products that he has, and now for the most of people that aren't convinced to buy yet, what he is doing, he is given them a link to his newsletters and a link to his podcasts to keep them in the ecosystem. To join the newsletter, he collects their name and email. Now they converted from a random stranger online to actually a lead that Dan can send email or a contact anytime he launches something new or something crazy. His newsletter also really big, more than 175,000 people posting every Saturday, or like his like content is really good. I have to say, if you read any of his newsletter, the content is really good, and he is very good at persuasive writing. More than 175,000 people read to his newsletter every Saturday. Just a written version of his YouTube video, or I'll say YouTube videos are a recorded version of the newsletter, delivering every Saturday and main pillar of the funnel. Do you have any idea that a list of 175,000 people that Dan can send email to every time he launches something new? It's just like crazy amounts of traffic, and that's why Dan is making $5 million a year. And most of the content is around the content pillars that I told you before, around his beliefs, his philosophies, his worldviews, and newsletters are critical to consume. So finally, we are getting down to conversions. Now, to understand conversions, you need to understand this value ladder or access ladder, which is like you start with, let's say, $10, and in $10 they get an ebook. Then you have a community or a software for, let's say, $49 a month, and then you have a course for $1,000, and then you finally have your coaching program for, let's say, $7,000. Now, the more they pay, the more they get access to you, or the more value they get from you. So, this is basically known as access ladders. Let's start with the book, which is the most pushed product. Because why it is most pushed product? It builds an authority as a writer. If someone says to you that, hey, I am a writer, and person B says to you, hey, I am a writer and I actually wrote this book, you can read it. It actually builds instant credibility and authority as a writer. It's a straight sell, because the low price, so no friction. That's why it's the most pushed product. And the book has same core content around his content pillars. Now he's currently running a boot camp, a writer's boot camp, and I actually broke down his sales page. So let's see what he does with the sales page. For beginners, creators, and founders, first of all, you click on the link, you get on this page. This is the hero section, and the first line that he says is for beginners, creators, and founders. He is qualifying the people, and if you are not one of these, probably this is not for you. Turn one idea into weekly content for all platforms. This is the main promise or headline that, okay, if I buy that program or I join this bootcamp, I can turn one idea into weekly content for all platforms. Below that, he's just expanding on the promise that how you are going to do that. Now, this is like urgency, which feels, I don't know if it's real or not, but it feels real because it says the next cohort enrollment closes on March 4th. So seats are limited, and if the seats are limited, prices will generally increase. And I know most of like the people who selling $100 course, they actually they have actually a timer on the top of their screen which says 3 days special offer. And every time after 3 days, after 3 months, I go back to that website, that timer says again 3 days remaining. So if you are currently doing that, just stop doing that. It just ruins your reputation of your brand and yourself as a business. Then he has a CTA to enrollment. Now, if you are not convinced yet, he has an 8-minute VSL where he is describing who is it for, what you'll get inside the boot camp, and why you should join it. And if you aren't convinced yet, he has a really long sales page. So I broke down some of the main parts that is like really important. First of all, if you saw the VSL and you scroll down, there's this section where he describes who is it for, and you clearly say it because these are in bold letters. So if you are a beginner, you are a creative, you are a founder who wants to build an audience, so this is for you. And now he's basically describing his pain points, and you can only describe the pain points of your ICP if you really know them. If you don't know your ICP, you cannot describe what problems they have. So that's why I said that Dan has a pretty good idea of what his ICP wants, what are their pain points, what are their results, what they want, and what are his desires. Okay, pain points. These are the main pain points. And below that, he has a CTA again. Now, if you go onto that website, you can scroll down and you get to see that every after every single section, there is a CTA, and which is a really good thing. Anytime a person convinces to buy, you don't want them to scroll down to click on that specific button. You just sprinkle the CTAs like after section, so they can click at every time. This is just called as lowering the friction in marketing. Then below that, he's basically describing briefly how you will get the results of turning one idea into content for all platforms. Then he has, like I said, a really long sales page. Then he has a section describing why you need to choose writing to build your personal brand. Then he is showing you what you will get actually inside the boot camp if you join it. Then he is covering the curriculum, which is really important, because if a buyer doesn't get to know what he is getting or how it will look like, how will they even pay you? So, yeah, curriculum and showing your mechanism, not explaining full mechanism, but actually showing some of your mechanism is really important. And the most important part, he has a lot of social proof and lot of testimonials at the end of the video. So once you get on his sales page and you are his ICP, you are actually going to buy that. We covered the boot camp, the book. Now it's time for software, which is kind of fascinating because not a most of people are selling it. It why he's selling it? First of all, it fits with his audience and the content that he is creating. So he's creating content for writing and personal brands, and the software, the Cortex, it is it for writers to organize their notes, their content ideas, their content schedules. So every time a single person joins his course or watches his content, they need his software. That's why it builds an MRR. And the most important thing is, if you like, it has a potential to exit. This is the most valuable asset or business that he is building, which is software. He also have some multiple low ticket courses with the one person business, like it is around $450. Some marketing courses, and all of them he is selling via like return sales pages, no VSL, because you don't need one if it is really low ticket. So that is finally about the Dan Koe's funnel. And yes, he is doing everything alone. That's why he's able to manage more than 95% of the profit margins with few freelancers. That means higher profit margins. Now, the real question is, do you need to be like Dan to actually make money with info? And the answer is no, because most successful info sellers have a big team behind them, and you cannot manage the complexities and the variables of info business alone. So, if you are a coach, creator, or entrepreneur who wants to build or scale your info business, your main focus is to getting as much traffic as you can. As I told you before in the starting of the video, if you are not getting enough traffic, it doesn't matter. You have the best offer in the world, the best website, the best landing pages. Traffic is the most important thing, and let someone else handle the rest. So, if you want to do that, if you want to understand how we can help you build your successful info business or scale your info business, you can book a call with me. You can see the link in the description with my Calendly. and you can also DM me on IG. You can also get the link in the description. So hope you like the funnel breakdown, and if you need the this Miro board, you can just comment down and I'll send it to you. Hope you find this video helpful. See you. Bye bye.